Oh yes, I had a question as to how the day of my surgery went. Um, we live about 8 hours away from Toronto, so we went down the night before, at which time I had my last protein shake at about 5 that night, so I really didn't drink or eat anything from 5 o'clock on. Um, oh, if you hear that, we're having snow removal just outside the house, or outside my office. So, yeah, please don't mind the shaking and the noise. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So then we got to Toronto around 9 o'clock at night, and we got to our hotel, which was just around the corner from the clinic. And my husband and I went straight to bed because I was just tired. I knew I had to wake up early in the morning because my surgery was scheduled for February 25th at 7 a.m., so I had to be there pretty early. So I got up around 5 o'clock to have my shower and to get ready. And we got to the clinic. We checked in with the front nurse and with the front desk, the nurse there, and she talked with us for a bit and let me know what was going to happen. And then they brought me upstairs, and I changed into the gown, and we sat in a room, which you probably saw in the video if you checked out the first one. My husband filmed me with his new little, I can't remember what's that called, iPod Touch or whatever. So he was fooling around with it, and he filmed me, so that started off my video blogging. We waited in there for maybe 5-10 minutes, and then a nurse came and took all my vitals and my blood pressure, and I was fine. And then weighed me, at which point I found out that I was down to 242. And then I might have sat in there for another 5 minutes after she left, and the doctor came in to say hello and just to give me a rundown of what was going to happen and ask the same questions. So I really liked that. Everybody, it was almost like you got triple questioned to make sure that nobody missed anything, and I really appreciate that, because then you know they're making sure that they don't forget one thing. And they were superb. They're very, very nice, and I really enjoyed talking to all of them there. And then I went right into surgery about another 5 minutes later, and immediately up onto the chair and put to sleep. It was so fast. I didn't even realize what was happening. I was talking to the anesthesiologist, and within like a second I was passed out, and then I woke up in the recovery, at which time the nurses said I had a perma-smile on, which I'm sure it was just because of the drugs they had given me. But I stayed there for another hour or so, going in and out of sleep, and then they put me into another room where I slept for at least another 10 to 15 minutes, and then they woke me up and gave me a big glass of water and told me I needed to start drinking it to try to get it all down. And which, as soon as I started drinking that water, it was the best water I'd ever tasted in my life. It went down so well. And then as soon as the water started going down, I started waking up a little bit more, and then they brought in my clothes, and she offered to help me get dressed if I needed to, but I was doing well at that point, and they told me that they had notified my husband that I was ready for him to pick me up, and he was waiting down in the lobby. They brought me down, and I came off the elevator, and I had a big smile on my face. Smiles for everybody, because I was still coming down from the anesthesia, and there was a young girl going in after me who looked really worried. She looked like she'd been crying, and later I found out that she was very thankful that she got to see me coming off the elevator, because I was smiling, and I honestly at that point didn't feel any pain whatsoever. I hadn't had any issues. So, and I had had my hiatus hernia fixed while they were in there as well. So I have to say, all in all, my experience at the clinic was wonderful. And then we went back to the hotel. I drank some more water, drank most of the day, and then sat up for a bit because I had been lying for a long time. I walked around for at least 15 to 20 minutes, at least every hour and a bit, and pretty much that was it for my day. was when I was awake, I was either sipping water and walking or reading. I read over my binder that I got, which, like they said, is a Bible. I follow it to the T. And then my husband and I drove back the next day, which it was fine because I still had my pain meds, which I took every 3 hours. Every once in a while I would wait too long and the pain would be extreme. So if you can, make sure that you take it for those first few days as soon as you can. And then we drove back the 8 hours and I was fine. I was very sore when we got back because we didn't stop as much as we should have so that I could walk around, but I was fine. And now I'm doing well. I'm really happy with what's been happening, the changes, and I love listening to the US lap banded people, their videos. I haven't found many slim banded people on YouTube, so if you are a Canadian slim bander, make sure to get your videos out there because it's just as important to have the support here, as I see they're very supportive in the US of all the lap banded, and I'm glad I got to watch their videos because they really helped me. So once again, I'm doing well, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask and I will answer them for you. Alright, so have a good day.